morning, happy Friday. Okay, I'm getting an error message. I'm going to try to fix something. I might disappear for a second. Stand by. Okay, I think we're fixed. Okay, so welcome to the Be Your Own Hero show on Free Flow Friday. This is Friday the, what is this, 8th? Friday the 8th. Okay, so once again, this is the Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym meaning helping everyone reach optimism. I'm your host. I'm sekouwrites. I'm a professional creative, which means I do a number of different things. I'm an author. I'm a journalist. I'm a jewelry maker. And I'm the creator of the Hero Ministry movement, which is my effort to uplift and inspire everyone, but specifically the unhoused community. So join me here Monday through Friday, 8:45 a.m. Central Time, and do the math for your local time zone. And shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me this space and this opportunity to be here and talk about my journey of becoming my own hero in all of the various ways, but specifically for this show, my own financial hero. So all that said, just a reminder, New Thought Media Network is a 501c3 nonprofit. You can help them, help us and the other shows on the network by making a donation. And I am going to run their ad in just a second to reinforce that message. Here we go.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings.
Okay, so shout out to New Thought Media Network. I'm still getting an error message, so I hope everyone can see and hear me fine. Let me know in the chat. Drop a 1 if you can see me, if you can hear me. Okay, so moving on. This is Free Flow Friday as named by Nan. Shout out to Nan. I see you in the chat. And that means I don't have a specific run list for what I want to say today. But there's a couple things I want to get to. So that said, let me play today's run report. I'm having some technical difficulties over there too. Okay, Nan says I'm fuzzy. All right, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on, and I can't quite figure out how to fix it. But I'll keep rolling. All right, so this is today's run report. I'm playing it on TikTok because it's not playing the way that it typically plays. So for those of you that don't know, all the run reports are on TikTok, meaning, you can see them anywhere. You can see them on Instagram and Facebook, but TikTok is basically my holding space for the run reports. So basically there is nothing on my TikTok except the run reports. That's where you can go if you just want to check out the run reports and see what I was doing and what I was saying on which day. That's where you go. All right, so let's give this a go. I'm going to play this directly from TikTok. Here we go.
Sekou Hero Charity Run, day 403. I've been running every day, at least a mile a day for now, 403 days in a row. I hope I got the number right. Is it 403? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, I've been doing it for more than 400 days. How about that? We are on mission. Shout out to my newest donors. We got Catherine. We got Tara. We got. There's one more. I'm missing. And Tamika. Tara. Tamika. Catherine. Donations came in last night. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. We got momentum now. That's the point. We got momentum. For those of you that don't know what's going on, I am raising money for Back on My Feet nonprofit. It's not.
Okay, I saw your notes in the chat. There's some kind of feedback going on for me trying to play it on TikTok. All right, so I'll just explain. I just explained. That was my run report. And today is day 403. I don't know why it didn't seem right to me. I did check my app, but for whatever reason, the number 403 did not seem right. But yes, today is day 403. I've been running every day, at least a mile a day, but now 403 days in a row. And shout out to the newest donors to the charity run. So shout out to Catherine, shout out to Tara, shout out to Tamika, and I already said shout out to Gail, but shout out to Gail again. And also, oh wait, let me finish that. So I'm very excited about the momentum that's happening now with all these donations happening around the same time. That for me historically has been a sign that things have reached a critical mass of momentum and we're moving towards conclusion. Now this is, as I say, the 11th time we've done this, so I've gotten some practice now, and practice makes progress. So this is the moment where things are moving in the direction to close this out. So again, the goal is to raise $3,650 by the end of this month, and we are now over 40%. Over 40% as of yesterday. So I'm very excited about that. That's almost half. And again, there's that momentum building, and that's always a great sign. Oh, and by the way, one of those donors is international. So I got a donation from Australia. So my charity run is international now. I don't know if it was international before, but I know for sure now it's international. So I'm very excited about the momentum that's building. And again, shout out to Catherine, shout out to Tara, shout out to Tamika, shout out to Gail, the 4 most recent donors. Okay, also shout out to Fallon. Fallon sent me gift cards, more McDonald's gift cards. This is the first time I've received mail that says Hero Charity Run on it. See that? Hero Charity Run with the website. Very cool. So these are McDonald's gift cards. I'm going to add them to my stack of gift cards that I give away while I run. Thank you, Fallon. Appreciate that. Okay, so all that said, all that excitement given, I got another show and tell. Oh, is this going to work? I hope this is going to work. Let me see if I can get this going. I'm going to share a photo from yesterday. If I can. Let's see if it's going to work with me. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Okay, so yesterday I had the kids again. So those of you that know that I've been teaching kids this summer at Fisk University in a program called Mini College. And yesterday, I really had a plan. I was like, okay, I got a plan. And I felt like it was a good plan. It's a good plan. I was excited about it. I got to Fisk early and I was in the room and I was getting stuff together. And let me show you the photo. On my left, this is me being excited, my finger up, excited. I was saying, yes, I finally figured it out. I finally figured out how to capture these kids' attention, right? Now look at the photo on my right. That is after class. And clearly I look beaten down and disheveled, eyes all sleepy. And of course, you're wondering what I'm holding. What's all that stuff in my face, right? You know what that is? Those are letters of apology from the kids, handwritten, because they were so bad. They were so bad. Those little rugrats have you running all over the place. And the counselors were like, all right, listen, the counselors took the kids away and had them write the handwritten apology letters and bring them back to me, which was hilarious. And you know you can't stay mad at kids. But I just have to highlight some of them. First of all, shout out to my mom that gave me this red envelope, red folder to put all the letters in. So that's funny. So check this one out. This one is like she created an envelope out of paper. So this says to Mr. Sekou, right? But it's paper. And on the other side, you see how there's a heart right there? The heart is right on the seam. So when it's closed, there's a heart. Isn't that cool? And inside, there's another piece of paper, another folded up piece of paper with the apology note. Very funny. Okay, here's another one. I love this one because sorry is misspelled. Suri from the class. That made me laugh quite a bit. That was pretty funny. I don't know what this is, but it makes me laugh. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if that's supposed to be me or someone in the class. I don't know, but they've got some artistic talent. This one, I'm pretty sure is me. Check this out. Look down here, right there. I think that's me with my little faux hawk right here saying yes. I think that's supposed to be me. And in this one, we got some more artistic talent here. It says, I'm sorry for talking when you said stop. And I'm sorry for jumping off the stage. I'm sorry that we were rude to you. That's what this one says. And there's a big heart in the middle with all the sorries. But look, they drew the whole class. They drew the whole class. And this is me with the necklace that my mom gave me. So this was out yesterday like this. See it here? This kid remembered that and drew it in. Look at that. All this talent from these kids. I just haven't figured out how to harness it. I'm just not sure how to exactly harness it. I will say, though, that the youngest group of kids yesterday were magical. They're magical. They're like 4, 5, and 6. And we did an extemporaneous version of Cinderella, and it was amazing. It was amazing. As a matter of fact, one of the counselors was like, have they been rehearsing this? And I was like, no. And she was like, I'm going to go turn the stage lights on. So she went and turned the stage lights on, like the actual spotlights. And when the spotlights came on, the kids were like, right? They're really excited about the spotlights. And then they got even better. And so the same counselor was like, oh, I'm going to start recording this. So she started recording it on her phone. She's like, this is good. I was like, I know, this is good. So anyway, all that to say, I never know what's going to work. I never know what's going to work with these kids. But it's been quite a journey, and I love this folder full of apology notes. I will treasure it. So shout out to Fist. Shout out to Professor Fentress for organizing the mini college, and I will keep you posted with these stories. I'll keep you posted because we're coming to a conclusion now. It ends in July, so we're nearing the end. So I'll keep you posted. All right, so that was one show and tell. Or a couple show and tells that I wanted to share. And let's see. Oh, thanks, Karen. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was adorable. Adorable. You can't stay mad at these kids. What a wonderful experience for you and all the kids. Yeah, it's quite the experience. It's quite the experience. And thanks, class. Love and the letters. Yeah, there's a whole folder full of these letters. Whole full of these letters with all these apologies. Very funny. Okay. Moving on, let's see. Let's do the morning Zen. I want to talk about the morning Zen. As you know, if you've been watching the show, I've been reading from a book called Emotional Agility. Emotional Agility by Dr. Susan David. Okay, so in this section of the book, she's talking about the ways that which we respond to things, the ways we respond to things automatically. So let me figure out where to start. Okay, I'll use her example. So here's a clue how your thoughts progress from neutral to what she calls fish on a line so easily. Fill in the blank. Mary had a little what? Mary had a little what? Now I know there's a delay, so I'm not even going to wait because I already know that everybody said lamb, right? Everybody said lamb. We all said lamb. I did too. Mary had a little lamb. All right. So what she says about that is that word popped into your head automatically. What makes getting hooked, that's what she calls like getting attached. What makes getting hooked almost inevitable is that so many of our responses are reflexive, just like filling in the blank of Mary had a little lamb. The hook is usually a situation you encounter in your day-to-day life, just regular mundane things. But when that regular mundane things, you have an autopilot response to that situation. And you don't realize that it's autopilot because you haven't questioned it. You haven't really looked at it. Something happens, boom, you react mentally. So she's talking about unpacking that a little bit. So I'm going to read this passage. When you automatically respond let me start again. When you automatically respond in whatever unhelpful way you do, you're hooked. The result is just as predictable as the word lamb that popped into your head after Mary had a little. Getting yourself hooked begins when you accept thoughts as facts. For example, I'm no good at this. I always screw it up. Or I'm not even going to try. So the point is, you've got to push back against your internal chatter and don't believe that your internal chatter is full of facts. And one of the best ways to separate yourself from your internal chatter is by meditation. And those of you that watched Sit with Rev. Melissa know that she got into transcendental meditation during the pandemic. Her rave reviews about it got me to try it. So I've been doing transcendental meditation. And while my experiences haven't been quite as profound as hers, what I'll say is I like having the practice of meditating twice a day for 20 minutes each, because my meditation practice before that was once a day for 5 minutes, maximum 10. So we're talking about 40 minutes of meditation per day. Like, I have significantly increased the number of minutes that I meditate, which gives me more of an opportunity to get better, to practice. So I've increased my practice is my point. And part of the practice of meditation helps you separate yourself from that stream of incessant chatter. It helps you gain dispassionate distance, so you can look at it from the side almost and not be so caught up in the stream of it. So Dr. Susan David is not talking about meditation, but I am. I'm saying that is a good way to help separate yourself from your own internal chatter. Okay, and just a reminder, my own internal chatter almost cost me second place in that most recent 5K because it was not helpful. It was not helpful. It sounds like it's being helpful, but it's not. So you have to be very mindful of what your internal chatter is and build the muscles of pushing back against it. Okay, moving on. So abundance. Yes. Man, like I said yesterday, our thoughts come from an unreliable narrator. As a writer, I really love that reference. And as I said yesterday, I've been calling it a hostile witness, but I like unreliable narrator better because that's my flow as a writer. Yeah. You first have to accept, though, that internal chatter is an unreliable narrator. I've had conversations with people where I kind of put this idea out there a little bit, and I get very strong pushback. And there's probably some of you watching right now that are pushing back. You don't have to take my word for it. Dr. Susan David she don't know me. She don't know me. There's other people out there that are talking about this. And once you get to a certain level of study, you find that everyone is saying the same thing about a certain thing. This Lindsay talked about this on her show too. Once you get to a certain level, all these different experts are saying the same thing, but saying it differently in their own way. So you don't believe me? Go look it up. That internal chatter is an unreliable narrator. All right, moving on. Man was about to get me back on my soapbox. Okay, so I wanted to show you physically what the silver bar looks like. So this is my brand new silver bar. It came in this little plastic case to keep it safe. It's got this kind of houndstooth pattern on one side, and it's got this little, can you see all that? 0.999 fine silver, 1 ounce. This is an ounce. Right? There's lots of different designs I saw at the coin shop. There's lots more designs I found online. You can order things like this online too. So I just wanted you guys to see what it looks like and how small it is. It's really, really compact, right? So I was making a suggestion about this, and the person I was talking to was saying, well, they're going to need a safety deposit box. Well, maybe, but not yet. Not for a while. You won't need a safety deposit box for quite a while if you start collecting silver. All right, so I wanted to share that with you. And let's do this affirmation and reminder, and then I want to talk about the stock split again. So affirmation. Oh, thanks, Nan. I think you talk about the silver bar, right? Yeah, it's pretty. These little bars are pretty and so compact. I love how portable they are. Okay, so let's get to the affirmation. I can find the affirmation. Where'd the affirmation go? Well, we all know it by heart now, but here it is. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. One more time with more feeling. You want to get it down into your bones. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. Ashe. And my reminder, if you only spend, you'll what? Stay poor. If you only save, you'll what? Stay middle class. If you want to change your financial circumstances, you must invest. You must invest. It's not optional. There's a lot of reasons for that we know now, but the simplest one is inflation. Your money is losing value every day because of inflation. And the Fed is only charged with keeping the rate of inflation at 2%, not eliminating it. Therefore, you're always losing money at a rate of about 2%, which is more than you're earning in your checkings and savings account. Okay, that's it. Let's get back to this stock split. So we got, we only a few days out from the 15th. July 15th is when Google stock is going to split. And I like having a kind of mental countdown to the day. And I want to do the math live today. And I also want to talk about what we know thus far. So I'm going to do math live. I'm pulling up my Cash App, right? And I'm opening my investment account on Cash App. And Alphabet, that's what Google is called on the stock exchange. It's called Alphabet. Current share price is $2,358. So let's just call it 2,360, right? Let's go to the calculator. 2,360 bucks divided by. So this is a 20-to-1 split. We know that already. We don't have to guess. We know what date it's. Wait, let's back up. Let's run all the things we know. We know that Google stock is splitting. Why? Because they announced it. We know the date that it's going to be split because they announced it. It's July 15th. We know it's going to be a 20-to-1 split because they told us. And I keep emphasizing the fact that they told us because this is like publicly available information. And I don't know about you, but I haven't been paying attention to this type of information before. So it boggles my mind that this is so readily available. All right, so anyway, it's a 20-to-1 split. So I took the current stock price, 2,360 divided by 20. All right, so we're at 118. Yeah, it's creeping up. It's creeping up. What's happening, and I just learned this recently, is that we are in the pre-split pricing. That means Google has announced that they're going to split, and then after a certain date, the price starts creeping up. It's like what's the opposite of a sale? I don't know what the opposite of a sale is, but they're creeping the price up so they can make a little more money. So that price creep up, that pre-split pricing started on July 1st. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know then. And so for those of us who are buying in now, in between July 1st and July 15th, we're paying a higher price. Because I remember before July 1st, when I did the math like this, it was by about $108 per share. And then the next time I did it a couple of days ago, it was $115. And now it's $118 per share. So you're going to have to keep doing the math. But as of today, it's $118. So I would just automatically round it up to 120 and say, all right, so if you want 2 shares, if you want to end up with 2 shares of Google, then just take 120 and multiply it by 2, that's 240. So that's $240 that you could put in on a fractional platform like Cash App or Robinhood. So you can buy it now in advance of the split. And so you can already be in. So you don't have to scramble on the day of, on the 15th. You can have your money already on the table. I would also suggest that you round up a little more. Like just now, I rounded up from 118 to 120. But you want to round up a little more because stock fluctuates. And the mistake that I made with Amazon stock is I didn't overestimate enough. So I wanted to end up with 2 shares of Amazon But when the stock split, I ended up with 1.7 shares because the value of the money that I had in came down a bit. So you want to overestimate a bit is my point. So that said, I guess I should reframe what I'm saying. This is what I'm doing. I don't know what you guys do, but this is what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm doing the math to make sure that I have enough money invested for me via Cash App so that when the stock splits on the 15th, I'll automatically get at least 2 shares, right? And then, as you know, if you've been watching the show, my intention is to sell one of those shares basically on the day of. Now, I've been reading books, I've been listening to podcasts, and I've been studying this because I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And the one thing that I didn't think about, that I got reminded of in a podcast this morning, was that there will be capital gains tax if you sell. Like if you intend to do what I'm doing, which is to sell some shares on the day, you're gonna have to pay taxes on that income. Because everybody, just about everybody agrees there's gonna be a bump, because it's just human nature. Like what we've learned by studying the stock market is that it's much more emotional than mathematical. The stock market responds to emotion. So when the share price of Google goes down from almost $2,500 per share down to $118 per share, people are going to buy. Like, we don't need a big algorithm to figure that out. People are going to buy. They're like, oh, I can finally buy Google now. I wasn't going to buy it at almost $3,000 a share, but $120, yeah, I'm going to cop that. So there will be a bump because people will be buying into the stock on the 15th, people who could not afford it before. So my intention is to not be one of those people who's trying to buy it on a day of. I don't want to be in the feeding frenzy. I want to be well in place before that. But I want to take advantage of the feeding frenzy by selling one share when the feeding frenzy happens. And I'm only doing it in small increments because I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. As you know, I've made a few mistakes here and there, and that's how we learn. I'm not complaining about the mistakes, but I don't want to go all in and then find out I missed something and I'm like, oh. So I'm doing it cautiously, but I feel really good about it because all the information is publicly available. We know that people who have not been able to afford to buy Google at $2,500 a share are going to buy at $120. We don't need anybody to tell us that. That's going to happen, right? So my intention is to sell one share during that feeding frenzy and then keep the other share. And the other thing we know that people have been fairly consistent about is that after a stock split, the price goes up on the day of because of the feeding frenzy. Over the next couple weeks, it trails down because the traders get out. The people who are selling or just bought to sell, they get out. So the stock price comes down a little bit. But over the next year, it averages about a 25% return, which is better than the usual S&P 500 index, which is significant because the S&P 500 index is the standard by which everything is measured in the stock market. So pretty good intel. I feel good about what's happening. I hope you guys do too. I hope you're deciding to be involved in some way because you got to get in the pool. We can talk about it all day, but until you get in the pool and start investing and start experimenting and start failing, then you'll never learn. So I hope some of you are going to get in the pool with me on this, and we'll see what happens. All right, so that's my time. It's time for prayer time right now at 10:15. Then after that, 10:15 Eastern time, sorry. And then it's time for Sit with Rev Melissa at 10:30 Eastern time. And I will be back Monday with more stories and more talking about the upcoming Google stock split. Till then, keep doing, be a hero, be your own financial hero. And remember that now is better than perfect in terms of all things, but especially in terms of investing. So go invest today. I'll see you Monday. Later.